this morning. As nice as it is, I would love to see you in your classrooms and in your schools, working with our students. My name is Kerrie Dallman. I am a high school teacher and president of the Jefferson County Education Association. Our schools and our students. Are you? We can do better than that. Are you passionate? Thank you all for coming out today to send a strong message about how important the future of our students and our state are to you. We know that the best investment we can make is in our public schools, and that strong public schools lead to more jobs and a stronger economy. Today, we are coming together as parents, students, elected officials, business leaders, educators, and community members to tell our legislators that the public that it is time to take the lead and commit to fund the quality education our students deserve. Every day, amazing things happen in our public schools in this state. Our students have incredible opportunities. However, we must all work together to make sure that there is adequate and sustainable funding so that our students can continue to learn the skills necessary to successfully compete in the global economy. School funding in Colorado has decreased by $1 billion in the last 4 years. I don't think they heard you. And there's no doubt about it. This is having a very negative impact on our children every day. Today, Jeffco teachers, many who are here, are on a furlough day. This means our students aren't in classrooms today. They are missing valuable instruction. They are missing out on an opportunity to learn. This is only one example of how budget cuts are hurting kids. In order for our students to succeed, we must all make a commitment to successful schools. Are you committed to successful schools? I want to take a moment and thank the organizations who have co-sponsored this event, because truly, it will take all of us to change the funding for public schools. I want to thank Colorado PTA. I want to thank the American Federation of Teachers Colorado. I want to thank FRESC and Interfaith Worker Justice of Colorado. And Great Ed Colorado. And the Denver Area Labor Federation. The Colorado Education Association, and all of our locals who have traveled here today to be with us. I want to thank Padres y Jóvenes Unidos for being here with us. I want to thank the West Metro firefighters for being here. Professional firefighters for being here and supporting us. And now for our first speaker, Hereford Percy. Many Jeffco people remember Hereford as a former Jeffco Board of Education member. He served 20 years with First Bank North, and he is the current chair of the Colorado Commission on Higher Education. Please welcome Hereford.
Thank you, Kerrie. And it is a distinct pleasure for me to be here. Actually, looking out here, I've seen a lot of familiar faces. And when I left home this morning, I left the finest teacher I have ever known, and that's my wife, Joni. And in thinking about that, it brings to mind one of my favorite quotes by Krista McAuliffe, who was our teacher astronaut, tragically killed in the Challenger accident. She said, "I touch the future, I teach." And isn't that why we are all here today? Because this is our future we're talking about. We as Coloradans have a long history of coming together in times of need and in times of crisis. Today our students are in serious need as our schools face a serious crisis. Over the last 5 years, Colorado schools have endured nearly $1 billion in actual cuts to public education. Over those same 5 years, we have lost tens of thousands of hours in actual class time due to furlough days and staff cuts. If Colorado is to maintain its greatness, and if our children and our communities are to have the best in economic opportunity, we really should be here today celebrating a new day in educational funding. Instead, we're rallying here today to address the serious underfunding education here in our state. Just in the past few weeks, we have seen school districts having to make some very tough choices. Choices which, quite frankly, they should not have to face. Just yesterday, one district announced they are cutting 60 positions. This step is taken after that same district has already cut 150 positions over the last 2 years. Several districts are considering moving to a 4-day school week, while several other school districts have already taken that drastic step. Yesterday, another district announced that it is canceling, listen to this, language programs and requiring fees for extracurricular programs, while other districts have announced their canceling of extracurricular programs altogether. In this grand and historic building, on the steps of where we stand now, discussions occur almost daily on the importance of early childhood literacy and how it holds, what position it holds in setting the foundation for future learning and educational success. This conversation is happening at the very same time that school districts across our state are forced to eliminate literacy and math specialists and those educational professionals who provide that much needed support to our struggling students. This week, our state legislature is considering the School Finance Act and the school budget, the state budget. We have learned that because of our improving economy, schools will not be facing a cut in per pupil funding. But truly, that isn't enough. When I joined the Jefferson County Board of Education in 2004, the per pupil funding average was $7,513. That now has dropped nearly 20% to only $6,468. We all know that the price we pay for most everything has not gone down over that period of time. Similarly, the cost of maintaining school buildings has not gone down. The cost of operating our school buses has not gone down. The cost of meals, none of these have gone down. So in this time of 20% funding cut, school districts are mercilessly faced with ever-increasing expenses. When the additional cuts to special education are taken into account, and the burden, and I hate to mention this, the burden of unfunded government mandates are considered, school districts have few, if any, alternatives. Through my involvement in K-12 education, and now in the state higher education system, I'm convinced of the important role public education plays in every aspect of all of our lives. When our students succeed in school, they thirst for and pursue more education, which in turn substantially increases their value in the workplace, in our cultural centers, and to the economic well-being of our entire state. educational funding in Colorado is broken, and together we must find a solution. We must confront this problem together, joining with our legislators and school boards to find for our students the financial support that they deserve. I am happy to join in this pursuit. Thank you.